Yes, people, good evening. Good evening. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Worldwide. This is our talk. You know, we always have some interesting guests. And today, we have with us Dr. Ryan Simpson, PNP Caretaker of Northeast Sentence. You know the place where they do the BUY election? Yes, that same place. Welcome, Dr. Ryan Simpson. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, Wayne. I'm very glad, man. Very glad to be here. Delighted. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, we'll get right to it in the Macaronians and name Arthur. But before anything else, you can introduce yourself to our audience out here, right? And yeah,
Yes.
and why you enter into politics.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I need much introduction. I've been in the political arena now for upwards of 5 years.
Yes.
Um, I am a, I want to. I've always, tried to distinguish between a politician and a patriot, and I want to believe that I'm a patriot and not a politician. Don't necessarily like the designation politician because of the connotation and the negative connotation that it has carried over the years. You know, I'm a patriot of Jamaica. I'm a Jamaican son, Jamaican born. Um, I was born in West Portland in a very, very strong PNP constituency, a very, very strong PNP household. But I share heritage between Portland and St. Anne. So my mother is from West Portland. My father is from Southeast St. Anne, border of Clarendon. So my grandparents um, lived in Mackney, and I grew up with my grandparents and my family. My father's had a family in Mackney, Southeast St. Anne. So I grew up on the, I was born under people like, Roland, I said orientated on the people like Errol Ennis, Jigs Ennis from West Portland, Donald Rod from East Portland, and then of course Seymour Mullings. As a boy, growing up because I grew up in Southeast St. Anne. So as a boy, my member of parliament would have been Seymour Mullings. Of course, I do with my father's side of family. It's kind of split down the middle. So some of them are also of the Jamaica Labour Party orientation, especially my grandfather. My father is a strong comrade, but my grandfather was more leaning to the Jamaica Labour Party. So I've had the experience of both worlds. So people would have remembered me as campaigning in in Southeast Centre back in 2019, 2020. Um, I campaigned on the JLP ticket. And, some people wonder if I'm flip-flopping and, I'm a Labourite and I came to PNP. I was born, I was oriented as strong PNP household. But of course, I'm a patriot and I'm a Jamaican first. And I'm not going to see a need and don't jump to it. I'm not going to see, things to be done and give a blind eye. I'm one of those people who believe in the saying that evil prevail when good men do nothing. And so my home constituency needed representation. And at that time, there was an opportunity for me to represent the people through with Jamaica Labour Party. I was advised strongly against it. My mother, my sisters, my family member advised me strongly about it, not to, support, never going to bed with the labor rights, as they would have said. But I was naive then, believed that, as long as I'm, you know, doing something good, and I see that I'm doing something good, that people would appreciate that. I learned the hard way that it wasn't to be so. So I was pulled on the nick of time. Not a bad thing. Doesn't I mean it was. I spent a lot, would have made a lot of sacrifices, personal sacrifices, financial sacrifices, and for political expediency and political reasons. I was pulled. Of course, the narrative was different. They use a COVID narrative as a reason, which is hypocritical and disingenuous because there were other members of parliament who were doing would breach the COVID principle in worse ways than I did. I traveled overseas, followed all the precautionary measures, came back, and never quarantined. I went straight to a meeting, and they used that, to get me out. Well, at that same meeting that I was attending, there were ministers of government who had just came out of a big party. Some of them were even infected with COVID virus. Some of them had active COVID virus. And they were at the same party, having a good time, and they were allowed to, to run. But I'm a man of God. I believe every disappointment is an appointment, and I always believe that God orchestrates things the way He wanted it to be. God never wanted me to be a member of the Jamaican Labour Party or a member of Parliament under this government, and I'm really happy about it because right now you've seen the direction of the country um, the last 8 years, but especially the last 5. Yes, and I would be very much ashamed to be associated with this government and the leader of this government, and to know that I would be a representative of the people um, on that on an unpatriotic government. But that's me in a nutshell. I'm a son of St. Ann. I live in Northeast St. Ann, and my vote is in Northeast St. Ann. Why enter politics? I enter politics because Jamaica is a great country. We are great people. When you're waving the banner of Jamaica in another country, you have influence. We have our people of influence. The one of the candidates for the upcoming presidential election in the United States has Jamaican heritage. Our reach, this tiny country with a reach that is as far and wide. We are just very big, although we're so small. I mean, it's one of the only few countries in the world where everywhere you go, there's a Jamaican restaurant, Jamaican food. That's what I'm saying. We make movie. We go Canada, go win bobsled and win hockey. Yes, I'm saying we are resilient and resourceful people. This is one of the few countries in the world that have Jamaican proverbs, and one heap of them. People respect us, but over the past couple of years, especially under this government, we have lost respect in the world. I think this government has brought our people to its knees, and I want to be a part of the change that will bring back Jamaica to stand tall and stand shoulder to shoulder with the countries of the world and be respected. Nobody no respect us no more. You take a plane and I come at Jamaica, and first and foremost, when you land at the States from Jamaica, they land you, or in Canada, they land you wear on a back a wall. You walk till you're tired. You think you're walk from Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? And the way they treat you, you're coming in a plane, you're coming home, and they have dogs, sniffer dogs at the gate that sniff you if you take a plane. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or people go to the embassy and suffer some indignities to get a visa to travel because they don't respect us. So I enter politics because I want to be a part of that movement that bring back Jamaica to the place where even the powerful countries like the United States of America can respect us for who we are and the contribution we make to this world.
So make I ask you something. You know why is that though? When you fly come to Canada or in the United States or UK, them always have stiff a dog and put them at the back. Them want the coke switch up out and them hold them. Them want some time because you ever in your lifetime in a Jamaica. Because that's an attack, right? You ever in your lifetime see the amount of coke. $12 billion worth of coke. First in Jamaica is $4 billion at a airport. You know, Mary. And
Yeah,
you don't have for next 9
my
billion,
goodness,
12
billions.
billion.
Yeah, man.
Poor man. But you have about these things because these things it give the country bad name.
Yeah,
And
it
we
absolutely does. It absolutely does. Man. It does. But the truth is, when these things can never happen if there is not some form of enabling or allowance or empowerment from the authorities. Yes, I'm saying. Personally, I believe we have a criminal government in power. I just want to just say it as it is. I mean, we have a prime minister whose statutory declaration after 3 years cannot be certified by the watchdog body that Parliament institute to hold parliamentarians accountable, starting with the leader, the head of the pack. And 3 years out, and him can't justify where him getting money from. You understand? Cliff Hughes, the jail. Well, the Cliff Hughes, what I think is a sympathetic to the JLP, which will run with the story first, announced over 11 bank accounts that the Prime Minister is connected to. All of a sudden, it reduced to 4, and they're making us, idiots to think, say, oh, it's just 280,000 Jamaican dollars in question. That's not true. This man has massive wealth. This little poor man who owed the student loan bureau money after he left UA, and while he was still a member of parliament, that his name was published in the newspaper because he was delinquent in paying his student loan. He's now one of the wealthiest men and one of the wealthiest politicians in the Caribbean. You understand what I'm saying? So and he didn't born into riches. He might the first to tell us him grew up in some board house or whatever house in a Jamaica.
Right? One
Eh?
room first.
One room.
One
Yeah.
and two.
And two room. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
See, now,
so we just have to call it for what it is. The man was a poor man, and his wife was no more richer than he was.
she selling market, right? And
She used to sell in the market. Yeah. And then like say you see where where them build them empire. Both of them, he has been in government from the moment he left UA. Which politician who represent people can become so enormously wealthy in a matter of a decade or two? You understand what I'm saying? Unless he might cipher the money from somewhere else. The man is a criminal. And we just have to say it for what it is. You understand? So if we have criminals leading our country, then you can understand then where billions of dollars in drugs can be found in the airport. And if we're exposing billions of dollars of drugs, can you imagine the amount where we know where them allow if they go through? You see what I'm saying?
so we can ask you something, because, well, like you say, well, doctor, yeah, yesterday I'm talking to people, we're talking.
Ryan Goodman,
Good
Ryan
doctor.
Simpson.
Tell me something though, before me even ask the next question. Doctor is the medical or doctor on paper?
So my doctorate is in ministry. I'm a minister by training.
Okay,
I come up through the ranks of the Seventh Adventist Church, as a minister, pastor. So I did my bachelor's in religion at
Okay.
Northern Caribbean University. I also have a family therapy degree. So I did my master's in family therapy in
You did
Montemorelos University in
okay.
Mexico. And then I did my doctor. So most of my years I would have spent in youth ministry, youth and young adult ministry. And so I did my Doctor of Ministry, you call it DMin, Doctor of Ministry degree at Andrews University Theological Seminary in Bering Spring, Michigan.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're
so
not a doctor, you're not one of those doctors who does study PR and do business, like Dr. Christopher Tufta.
no, I'm not. No, absolutely not. So my specialty is youth ministry, youth and young adults. I work, for the better part of my time with the Seventh Adventist Church. I would have worked in youth and young adult ministry. My wife, on the other hand, is a doctor, is a physician. So she's a medical doctor.
Oh, so you're a real doctor. Okay, good. Lovely.
Right.
Lovely. All right,
Yeah.
but like ask the question when it's the name of
Yeah, man, do you think, man? Wait, let me stop. Can I just stop my camera a minute? My lighting is not so clear. I just want to turn the light over my head and then.
Yes,
Give me a
yes,
second.
yes,
Yes.
turn the light. Okay. People, I can tell you something. Tonight hot. Yeah, we're talking to Dr. Ryan Simpson, PNP Caretaker of Northeast Centre. This is the same place where Samuda running right now. Good, lovely.
Better?
Okay. Make we go right to that now, because
Yes.
down there not running bad, and I saw a clip where Samuda, that's Macho JJ. Yeah, it's the initial for him for us.
Oh, okay.
Macho
Yes.
JJ Samuda. He said he's going to continue shining a legacy, and that's frightening. You take that from a bird.
Well, listen, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, and to be honest with you, Shiny Robinson, I think, was a consummate politician. I would say a successful politician, and I want to make a distinction between a politician and a representative. Politician in the sense that, she knew how to play the game of politics and, win people's hearts and minds. Unfortunately,
It's a game. Play
yeah.
the game. Okay, I understand. Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately, in the sense that she would have reinforced a system of politics in Jamaica that we are trying to avoid or get away from. Unfortunately, Marsha, her successor, did not believe in that type of politics, and of course, she suffered greatly as a result of it.
Ask before you move. The kind of politics you're talking about, the underworld politics.
Yeah. So
1,000,
yeah.
2,000, and
Yeah, so it's not a politics. Yeah, it's not the type of politics that teach a man how to fish. It's mostly a politics that give a man a fish. So every day you give a man a fish. Give them some plyboard. You give them some, cement to fill them with their family grave. Their grave again. But bring a couple bottle of rum, buy a flask when I see man up on the street, stuff like that. I mean, she was honestly she was a really good person and as a human being in terms of as a one-on-one, personable. She remember people's name, which is a great quality of a human being. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
remembers people's names. She never forgets you, and she does she does some good things in terms of helping people to go to school. A few people, but
Because
but in terms of legacy,
mm,
when we talk about legacy, legacy for me transcends those small, minute things that that you'd have done. Small things that make a big difference in a few people's life. But I'm talking about legacy that impact impact the mass, the many, the constituency. You understand? So legacy for me, when I hear them say they're going to continue sharing his legacy, it sounds like for me you're going to do what? Continue to bring a bottle of rum to a grave digging. You're going to continue to give plywood to the people of Steertown who to build their house on capture land. What about helping the people of Steertown to actually regularize and formalize the land and own a piece of the land? Getting them some titles. Wouldn't that be a better legacy than give them some? Listen, I've been to some of these places in Steertown and see people. Where's the people living on the capture land? Pigs live better than some of them. And I lie to you. When you go in their house and look up at the elements, you look through wall, you see out a door. Yes, I'm saying the floor is dirt floor. That is the type of legacy we got. You got tell me, say you got to continue. That for me disturbs me. Yes, I'm saying. I mean, we have a hospital, a regional hospital. It would be the only hospital between Anata Bay and Falmouth. Yes, and St. Anne's Bay. And over the last 23 years, the JLP member of parliament would be the member of parliament is responsible for appointing the board of governors, and so they really preside over the hospital. And we have a hospital that is in decline. That's declined so um, disgracefully, where it's a place where people go to die. That's not a legacy that I'm afraid when I hear them say they're gonna continue that legacy, because that's a legacy that needs if that's a legacy that needs then we're in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? Legacy. We're talking when I think about legacy, I'm thinking about a scholarship fund. So instead of helping 3, 4, 5 people a year with scholarship, what about a scholarship fund that helps more? Yes, I'm saying so other people come behind can build on. Yes, and small businesses, empowering small business. What we're having here in Jamaica is in Northeast Center is small business closing down, as opposed to small business being empowered. Listen, the little small man on the road, for him to go to a bank to get a loan, he never bother even think about it. Because the amount of hoop him or jump through after and give him blood type and DNA and all that, and still now to get through. Yes, and what about empowering? Yet the big man, the big fish, it's an easy peasy for them. You understand? So what we have is a legacy where foreign entities, foreign businesses, all inclusive hotels come in and drop a hotel, and another beach is inaccessible to Jamaicans. That's a legacy we really want to continue. We have one of the most beautiful shoreline in maybe in all of Jamaica along the north coast, northeast end. You understand? And I think all of them, except maybe one or two, are closed off to the residents of Northeast St. Anne. Closed off. They either have to book a room in a hotel to enjoy the beach, or they have to go pay to enjoy the beach. You understand what I'm saying? Or the company just can't go in. That is not a legacy me want to continue. We want to consider the opposite. We are Jamaicans. We have a fundamental right to enjoy and access freely public beaches. And that has, the last one where I try to fight now if we keep open is Little Duns River. And Mr. Samuda come in and try to get and say open it one day a week and say, oh, we have opened Little Duns River one day a week. You understand what I'm saying?
Whatever, hold on a minute. So I have a problem with this now, right? All right. So some of that. So JJ come in. JJ, people don't know JJ, right? JJ, yeah, him come in, he came in, and him start opening it one day a week. He wasn't a member of parliament and not.
And he wasn't a member. So
So
that's the other thing.
don't allow him to do these things. And when you have a sitting member of parliament, that's
So
so is or something.
the Bible says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." When our people don't know, when our people don't have knowledge, then we perish. What's happening is that people of Northeast Center don't realize that there was something illegal that was transpiring in Northeast Center. What was the illegality that was transpiring? We had a duly elected member of parliament who was elected by the people. You understand, under the Representation of the People's Act. And what we had over the last 2 years, the JLP government sidelined that elected member of parliament and parachuted someone else into the seat that had no right to be here up until last week, last Wednesday when he was nominated. Prior to that, he had no right to be here because the Constitution now allows for two representatives of the same party to be, you understand, to be representing the people. It's one representative, you understand, and a caretaker, which is unelected, you understand, the opposition, which in that case would be myself. And all that time, he was the one, every single formal official functions that I would have been invited to or turned up at to speak, to deliver the opposition leader's message. It was not the member of parliament that was there representing the constituency and delivering the prime minister's message, but it was Mr. Samuda, who had no right to be here. You understand? And what they do disingenuously is to have him under the guise of minister so and so. I mean, why if it's minister, why don't send another minister then? Why is every time he has to be him? And he's here opening up beaches and doing attending official functions that were the prerogative of the member of parliament, and the people allowed it. Yes, and the people, nobody contested, nobody take them to task on it. So this government continues to breach the constitution, to do as they please, because the people of Jamaica themselves, perhaps, I don't know if they don't know what is right, or they just have given up.
All right, we're gonna put something on that. So my sum up with that, we said Andrew Onis, you're a disgrace to Jamaica. I saw my earlier, and I saw my co-host Maria somewhere along there. What, my sister, you good? All right, yes. Take in my go. Maybe she want to ask two questions. The creator she will call on it. Tell our people them and all the people them in the diaspora for big whole family. Right? We run there to watch what go on, like hawk. Right? All right. Come back to this now. So that's why it's good to have an ombudsman. Because
Yes.
I think you're supposed to report to the ombudsman.
Yeah.
That is to report to the ombudsman because it's wrong and
Right.
some illegality things not right, something not right about it.
Yeah.
But the prime minister for Jamaica always, break some laws and some rules. That's why the people them in Jamaica need to remove it.
Right.
You're taking that. Because they need to fire him.
Listen, this man has done enough to be impeached, and of course, that's something that my government, when we get into power, have to implement. An impeachment act, because if we had that, this prime minister would have and should have been gone a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? He's now trying to save himself by, to this moment, he has put a gag order on the 8 members of his parliament who are under investigation for illicit enrichment.
Yes.
You understand? Corruption. And he's gonna say he is searched far and wide. He has questioned far and wide, and to this day, he hasn't heard from any of his people who are among the 8, and yet he put a gag order on them. So if you don't know, if Mark Golin come out and say, listen, I've questioned all of my members of parliament and my senators, and I can tell you that all of them said they have not received any communication from the Integrity Commission that they're under investigation. Clear enough? Fair enough?
Fair.
No, he said, I've searched far and wide. We don't know far and wide. He never say ask all them people like Mark Golin said, I've asked all of my people. I've searched far and wide. We don't know him search for. And he has no knowledge of any one of them. But so if you have no knowledge, if you have done if you have questioned your people and then say no, then why you put a gag order on them to say not to speak? Yes, amazing.
Right?
He's insulting our intelligence. He thinks that we are fools. And then you talk about the political ombudsman. That's why he would have it would be in his best interest to totally abolish the role of the political ombudsman.
They did.
The political ombudsman is an abstract position. The question to ask is, who is the political ombudsman in Jamaica? Oh, we have imposed it. We have what do you call it? Superimpose it into the ECJ.
That's
the
true.
question is, we know who the director of election is, Glasspool Brown. We know who the governor general of Jamaica is. Yes, and We know who the Prime Minister of Jamaica is, unfortunately. Who is the political ombudsman? Listen, Mr. Matthew Samuda has been engaging in some acts which I believe and I'm convinced constitute and I use the word breach, but it's more than just a breach. It's a, you know, he has an, I'm at a loss for word, but the word is very clear.
It's also
It's
illegal. It's illegal in function. When I function,
an illegal act. You
Yeah.
know, the representation of people's act speaks about providing false information to the returning officer or the electoral office of Jamaica in order to get onto the voters list, and it is considered what's the word? My goodness, there's a word for it. It's not a breach. It's more than a breach. You understand what I'm saying? It's a, my goodness. It's not. It's when I find that.
I tell you now, this act supposed to yes to him should have not unbiased and get pushed out of politics completely.
Right. So I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter to the ECJ, the Director of Elections, and the political ombudsman. But I couldn't even. I don't even know. I had to say to the political ombudsman and to call their attention to it to say, listen. Subsection 6A of the Representatives of the People's Act and Section 10.1 of the Representatives of the People's Act speaks clearly to the, the breach. If it speaks clearly to providing false information, and if that is the case, then you can be charged. You understand? It's an offense. That's the question I want. That's the word I want to use. It is an offense to provide to defraud because you're committing fraud. You understand? It's an offense and it's a punishable act. You can be charged and convicted for it. And I've been, I've written 4 letters to the ECJ, 3 to the ECJ through our. That's one of them. Yes, 3 of them I've written to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica by way of on recommendation of our commissioner to the ECJ Commissioner Wentworth Jeffrey. That's the first. That's the last one, I think. That would be the last one I written to this.
Read out this last one for the people, right?
Say that again, please. But the one I wanted to put up is the last one that I wrote to Mr. Glasspool Brown, the Director of Election, as well as the political ombudsman. If you can if you can throw that one up, is the last one. It says
I will take down that one. That's the last one.
The last that one I wrote was the last one I wrote to the ECJ.
Oh,
the one I wrote to the Director of Election encapsulates all the other 3.
Mr. Gaston Brown, you're talking
Glasspool Brown. Yes, the one to Mr. Glasspool Brown.
Coming down.
Right.
Yes.
That is the one.
That returning officer, she resigned, not fight, but resigned.
Yes, a criminal offense is the word I wanted to use, and I don't know why it would just not come. It is because, and you will see it because I also pointed that out in my letter to the Director of Election and the political ombudsman for them to step in to say, listen, are we serious about democracy in Jamaica? Are we serious about political representation in Jamaica? Are we really serious about stemming corruption in Jamaica? And I actually went to the police crime investigation bureau in St. Anne to report this to them, and I said it to them, to the officers who were taking my statement. I even received a receipt. It's a pity. I have it on my phone. I'm going to forward the receipt to you shortly. Yeah, but to say to and I said to the officers, listen, the time has come. This is now 2024. I think I heard, and I'm not a young boy. I look young, but I'm in my 40s. You understand? And all of my life, I've never seen a Jamaican politician in handcuff. You understand what I'm saying? So what does that say? It says that we're not serious about crime. The people of Jamaica are basically 70+% of the people of Jamaica have been totally disenfranchised from politics, have totally walked away from political involvement. Why? Because they're thinking to themselves that we're not serious about solving crime. We're not serious about truly practicing democracy. You understand? Why? Because a man can't thief for 30 38 pods of ackee. Jump over the Governor General wall at King's House and thief, I think, 38 pods of ackee. And in less than a year, he's tried, convicted, and sentenced within a year. Tried, charged, convicted, and sentenced. At 38 pods of ackee would cost a little over 400 Jamaican dollars. And he was tried, charged, convicted, and sentenced in less than a year. And you have a man where thief, where robbed the Jamaican people. Our education system is in a shamble as a result of Royal Reid, former Minister of Education, who would have defrauded my child, deprive my child the right to a proper and fair and good quality education. Hundreds of millions of dollars. And to this day, the man not spend a day in a jail.
5 years and going on more.
More than 5 years later, and me say them I try find a seat for him now. I hear that they're trying to find the man a seat. Like I said, the Jamaican people should forget it. You understand what I'm saying? I have never seen a Jamaican politician got arrested, you understand, for criminal acts. And the representation of people. I don't know if you pull up the letter, if you're able to do so. It's coming down.
You cannot read it up, but I'm going to put it up right now.
Right.
Yes. Because the lady, them never even fire her. Them allow her to resign.
That is correct. So, the other thing is the complicity of the Electoral Office of Jamaica. I mean, the Electoral Office of Jamaica in Northeast Centre. Now, I'll be clear, in Northeast Centre. That's so that was a letter I wrote to on September 8th to Mr. Glasspool Brown, and you can see I CC the political ombudsman. I don't know who that person is, or if that's a person anymore, or if it's an institution or an organization.
Yes,
you understand.
Yes.
But you will note if you go to the page 2.
Page 2. All right.
Just drop to the next page. You'll see that was one of the issues I raised. False information provided by Mr. Samuda, who is now nominated to represent the people of Northeast Centre. Remember now, Mr. Samuda is a farmer up until last week, until he resigned shortly after the by-election was announced. As you said, the BYE election. BUY election was announced.
BUY election.
I want to say BYE because after this, it's gonna be bye-bye for him.
Yes.
I want to say
BUY.
Yeah, they might come BUY it, but I promise you, come general election, it will be BYE.
Yeah, the term to be BYE. Yeah.
Right. As you can see, so first and foremost, what is my point of contention? You would have seen on January 23rd of this year, he provided an address to the EOJ. And that address, how do I know if that address is not a leaked thing? Both political parties have given by the EOJ what we call a pink slip for every elector who goes there to sign up to get on the voters list in Northeast Centre. And interestingly, on that list, you want me to send you a copy of that pink slip?
Yes.
Let me do that right now because I have it. I have it accessible. Just give me 1 second, and I'll shoot it to you.
Yes. It's really bad, though.
It is. Listen, it's a travesty what's going on here, and I actually even all right, coming to you now.
Yes.
I even highlighted it. I crossed out the names of the other electors on that pink slip because it has nothing to do with it.
No problem.
Right, but that is the address he gave, and you notice there's 2 names on it. Same address, same date. You will see.
Yes.
Same address, same date. Those 2 names happen to be one, the Minister of Government at that time, Senator, and his, as it has been widely believed to be his driver and bodyguard. That is what I'm told, and the people who have brought this to my attention are people who know this person and know him to be the person always driving Mr. Samuda.
Oh,
son, and that's a name they both gave, and it's interesting. It happened to be the home of the scrutineer of the JLP, the same scrutineer that would sign off on Mr. Samuda's resident address to say this is where he lives. It
Yes.
happens to be her address, the
Mhm.
address where she and her, I understand she and her 3 children live.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So that in itself constitute a criminal offense. And
Yes.
as you can see, I noted in my letter in the 3rd paragraph, I said, under the Representatives of the People's Act, or the ROPA of Jamaica, it is a punishable offense for an elector to provide false information to the Electoral Office of Jamaica or the returning officer with the intent of being included in the voters list. We believe that Mr. Samuda's attempt to deceive the EOJ by providing false information with the intent of being included in the voters list constitute a violation of the Representation of People's Act. And I've cited the section 6, disqualification of registration, meaning that section 6 indicate that Mr. Samuda should be disqualified not just from the voters list in North Centre, but should be completely disqualified from the voters list in Jamaica. That's what section 6 required, that he should be disqualified. People, it outlines that a person who is disqualified by law from voting in any election is not entitled to be registered as an elector. And providing false information during registration process, such as a false address, would disqualify an individual from being properly registered as an elector. And that not just in North Centre, but across Jamaica. He should have been removed from the voters list in Jamaica, and that would also disqualify him from being able to run as a member of parliament.
And by the way, he's supposed to get charged.
And he's supposed to be charged. He's supposed to be charged for it, because it's a clear violation, it's a clear attempt, because we know our scrutineer, the scrutineer that the People's National Party scrutineer that went there to verify him, along with the Jamaica Labour Party scrutineer and the verifier of the EOJ. Our scrutineer will tell you, he gave me his address. He said, listen, that's where I was born and raised. That's my home in that community. And everybody in this community know that Mr. Samuda no live there. He hasn't even, it's not even like he even come around there. He doesn't. You follow what I'm saying? Yes. And the EOJ, the verifier, I believe, who resigned as a result of the whole matter after we raised the alarm and wrote the letters to the ECJ, she was made to resign. I think she should have been fired. And beyond that, I also believe that the returning officer should be fired, because I believe
charged also, because she committed a criminal act also.
Yeah, I think so, because the law also suggests that that form cannot be signed by the elector nor any of the scrutineer unless both scrutineers are present. And Mr. Samuda was allowed to sign the form in the absence of the PNP scrutineer. Both him and his scrutineer were allowed to sign the form by the returning officer on what constitutes an illegal or unofficial visit. He was allowed, and the returning officer excuse is going to be, oh, I permitted him to sign it because I know he's a member in government and he's a minister in government and he's a busy person. My goodness, that's why you're given 3 visits. You're given 3 visits because if you're busy, at least we can try find you one time.
Excuse, and that them tell you.
Yes, that.
Them should get fired too.
So he was given preferential treatment.
Yes.
And I am insisting, if that is the case, then I believe the voters list in North Centre, as many people suspect for many years, the voters list in North Centre is very compromised. And so we're calling for 2 things. Well, 3 things. Up to this moment, I'm calling for the political ombudsman to intervene and disqualify Mr. Samuda from contesting the election on September 30th. That's number 1. And understand, the People's National Party has really taken a position that we're not participating in a by-election because it's just downright wrong and disingenuous. So when I'm not calling for his disqualification so that may get an unfair advantage. I'm calling for his disqualification because he is, I believe, in breach of the law. I believe, based on the law, my interpretation of the law suggests that he's in clear breach of the law and therefore should be disqualified. But secondly, we're also calling for the returning officer to be replaced or removed, along with the current list of verifiers that are there. We're asking for a cleanup of the EOJ office in St. Anne, in North St. Anne, a complete overhaul. Give us some new faces, a new returning officer, and new verifiers that we believe. We have lost confidence, total confidence in the EOJ office in North St. Anne. We want now, and we don't, in the spirit of democracy, true free and fair elections, I believe that we're asking the director, and thankfully, the director of election has written a letter. I don't know if I've sent you a copy of that, But he has written to our commissioner, Commissioner Skeffrey, to say, yes, we are investigating the matter, and we would like to let you know there are some results already. The assistant returning officer who is directly involved has resigned, and we will continue the process. I hope that process will end in the complete overhaul of the EOJ offices in Northeast End. And then number three, we're asking for a complete re-verification of the voters list. You will notice, and I have people ready to come forward and tell you, listen, I know addresses where there are 30 people on the voters list. And none of them don't live there. None of them don't live there.
We want that to expose. We want to say them attack.
Yeah?
You need to expose that. No,
yes. No, we're going to expose it. A lot of places, and it's usually in the informal communities like Musgrave Street in St. Anne's Bay, Windsor in St. Anne's Bay, Steertown, place. You understand those informal settlements? Those are where they tend to they tend to have a lot of people on the voters list where they live there, where and then strangely, come election day, and you see people even at the constituency with wristband on their hand. What am I do with wristband? Then somebody put them up in a hotel somewhere. You understand? They come in a coaster bus in the middle of the night and vote and go back home. You understand? So I believe that something is really amiss and awry. And of course, there are also instances where our scrutineers have objected to people getting onto the voters list, similar in the case of Mr. Samuda, where we object and we never sign off on their name getting on the voters list, and then the voters list come out and the people's names show up on it, even though we object. So the voters list in Northeast End is very compromised. And if we never just, not only were we vigilant, but if we never push, Mr. Samuda would have been signed off on. In fact, he was signed off on, because the EOJ asked us, in the spirit of allowing the process to continue, the verification process through the Constituency to continue. They have asked us, the returning officer called me and begged me, Mr. Simpson, the work has stalled in Ochire's division because the two scrutineers in question are loggerheads and the verifier can't work with them. So please, can you replace your scrutineer? And I've asked the JLP to do the same. And they have assured me that the JLP will do the same. And upon their assurance, we replace our scrutineer. And the moment we replace our scrutineer, the verifier, the assistant returning officer went and had the new scrutineer for the PNP sign the form that was already signed by Mr. Samuda and JLP scrutineer. So
you should replace the scrutineers. So it's disrespectful, so them get rid of him because you should not.
Exactly. So the form. So let me be clear. Even though we objected to the address that Mr. Samuda gave, that's not his address, The EOJ and the returning officer who claims innocence, and if he's innocent, that means he's incompetent, because that form should have been pulled and never be brought back out in the field. Yes, sir. Allowed the form to be signed off on by our scrutineer who was unaware of what was going on by the new scrutineer.
This is all right. So the more you get a new scrutineer, because tell me what, them punish your first scrutineer, but you have to keep him.
Yes.
I didn't know.
No, so we have our that scrutineer has been replaced. So when we realized what they were up to, and that they allowed the new scrutineer to sign the form, we put back the old scrutineer. We said, listen,
you reverse it. Good.
We reverse vigilant.
Yes, because if you like that and could tell you, because you never know.
That's correct.
I show you, because I saw the video. I played it. Right? That scrutineer him have the job.
Yes.
In solid, moves a person like that. Them upon them.
See what we were doing it in the spirit of, because we don't want to start the verification process. No, but they were not playing fair.
Brother. You're not within a note. Remember, tell you something. Remember, they're not play for man, and that's why
they not play fair.
Right?
Win. Yeah.
When you have a man like that, where you don't know, and he come to you and say, listen, and you say, you're sure, because I played the video with you and him. And he said, yes, remember, I know who lived there. She lived, him is not there, and I never signed it. And he said, this and that, so a man like that, want to leave out.
Yeah.
Nobody can come and say in the spirit of good this, because they must say, I could get rid of him, but what I use a Nancy kind of trick on him.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even agree that. Believe me, my brother.
I mean, listen, we don't want to disrupt the process of democracy in the Constituency.
No, but hold on, Brian. But in the process of democracy, JJ shouldn't do this in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Them shouldn't break the law because them break laws and break all kind of things, you know. So it should not happen.
Someone,
So
listen, by the way, one of our former scrutineer just wrote a comment in your thing where she said, I was doing canvassing in Hollywood and I know this person, and Hollywood is in Steertown, and the number of person on that PD list with that address was more than the total persons living there. So you had more people on the voters list in that PD than will actually live in that place, and that's been happening for a while.
These things and talk about it,
and so that's the reason why I am pushing, and I will not relent. You know, I will not relent that the EOJ steps in, and we are calling for a complete re-verification. What we mean? We're asking to come in, get some verifiers, some objective verifiers, to go through the place, address by address. And if you don't live there, if we can't find you, you'll be removed from the voters list. That means you don't live at that address. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, and I'm not saying, because there are people who have address in Jamaica, but they live then the America no. But at their home address.
Just turn up in our bus better.
No, but their home address, so I'm not talk about those people where so this is their home. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you have people where never spend a day in a Northeast Center, and them come down and get on the voters list, and when time to get verified, then call them and then show up, and then after then go back home, and then election day come, you see busload of people come in. You understand what I'm saying? That is not true democracy, man. That interest our people.
Make us show the people them this and never continue this. Make us show the people them this.
Yes.
See it here? And you can see it. Maybe just swapping it good. Maybe say them. All right, and you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Them can see it. Yes. All right, so this, I'm just swapping it, but them can see it good. Them can see it good.
Right.
All right. Samuda. And the other one, him now, Orlando.
Right. You can know, as you know, the same address. And the person who wrote down
the time driver.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm told. That's his driver and bodyguard. But you notice that note Wayne, that they went and registered the same day, the exact same day. How do I know that?
See, they look at the time.
Yeah, the person who wrote down the date and time didn't even write it twice.
23rd of the 1st, 2024. The same time and everything.
They didn't even write it twice.
This is a fraud, people. All them people should get charged. Him cannot be trusted. Drunko J cannot be trusted, people, because tell me what, if you look on this and doing this, or if you trust somebody like this, him cannot be trusted. Him supposed to get removed. Him to get charged.
Yeah.
And you know what, at me, I can tell you before you say anything else. You know what, at me, this guy don't even ban Jamaica, you know.
Listen, and by the way, let's be clear.
You move somebody who banned here.
I want to show you something. Wayne, by the way, I want to show you something.
Yes.
This is, I'm pulling up my comrade leaders face thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Jamaica Observer. June 30. Mm-hmm. President Mark Golding renounced UK. I remember Mark Golding was born in Jamaica, you know?
Yes.
Yes, sir? And he renounced it June 30, 2024. Matthew Samuda, May 30, 2024. Matthew say? Matthew Samuda, to renounce. I am at advance in the process. To this day, he has not declared to the Jamaican people whether or not he's still a British citizen.
Yeah, but
or you understand? So advanced stage, that's what we are told. Advanced.
No,
Mark Golding has completely renounced it. And it's funny because Mark Golding announced in May, same renounced, or no, I think it's May or early June. He's renouncing, and immediately he renounced. I don't know what's the difference between his and Mr. Sumada, where him is at advanced stage.
Oh.
Yes, so the Jamaican people also need to understand, one, this man was born in England. He's a British-born person. Mark Golding was born in Jamaica. You understand? And I can't say if this man is still not a British citizen.
He is.
You understand?
And this is his wife. So I see them put a picture with Mark Golding. Joshua Jr. Let me just call him right name now. Joshua Jr. Mark J. Golding. Mark Joshua Gordon, Mark Joshua Jr. Yeah, this is his wife. See them?
You're talking about Matthew Samuda. That's
Yeah,
Matthew
this,
Samuda's wife.
no. Let me tell you what just fish this. All right, this is
Okay.
Match wife. Yes,
Mm.
this is him wife. Yes,
That's Mr. Samuda's wife, who is Deputy Managing Director of the Jamaica Observer.
Yes,
What does that say?
Yeah.
You will note earlier this week, all of a sudden they're trying to twist the thing to say the illicit 8 are 5 PNP and 3 JLP.
But that
The Observer put out a fake report about illicit 8 to try to make Jamaica think so. Oh, the illicit 8 is 5 of them are PNP and 3 are JLP.
She doing that. Them doing this.
I don't know if she's the one behind it, but I am very suspicious. Especially knowing the connection of Mr. Samuda to the Observer.
Yes. You see it bad? Because when them did it right, them doing the PR, these people not doing, them the balance.
Journalism.
So you have people like me, where, come and hold them accountable because, it's like, you're against the odds right there when you have these kind of people doing these things. These
right.
media houses. So, we're not playing with them. We're not playing with them here. No, Jamaica have to change our percent. Some people go to prison. We have come from the 60s and I never seen none of them people go to prison yet.
That's what I'm saying. Me old man and me not see no member of parliament or politician gone to jail yet. That's what I'm saying.
You understand the big
boy. The United States has even convicted Donald Trump, who was a former president. You understand what I'm saying? At least some conviction. Not if we, because you understand. So what you expect? What we're going to expect if our politicians believe that they can behave anyway without, because they're not going to account for it, held accountable for it. They can act with impunity all the time, and that is what's happening. Yes, and Jamaica has become a country enveloped in crime and violence and protest. My goodness, yesterday I find a 7-year-old with a submachine gun in a school. That's, you understand? How far must we go before we get a hold on this, get a handle on this and rein this thing in, man? Yes, man. Yes. But if we have criminals running our country, then why should we expect better from the people? You understand? No one can rise above their leaders. The Jamaican proverb says the head of the stream dirty, then the whole stream will go dirty. You understand? Why we have so much scammers in Jamaica? Because the scammers, a lot of them are at the top. You understand? We have so much extortions in Jamaica because the extortionists start at the top. You understand? We have some criminals in Jamaica because we have criminals at the top. You understand? And until the Prime Minister of Jamaica can come clean and say, listen, this is where I get my wealth from, I shall always believe that this man is a criminal. Yes, and he has robbed the Jamaican people somehow. Yes, and until he can show and justify how he and his wife become so enormously wealthy in a couple of decades from representational politics. You understand?
With no business, nothing at all. Them not born in a wealthy family.
They're not born in a wealth.
All right. So the wife come the other day and the wife says something. I'm always say something on this too. The $800 million investment. If you invest $20 or $100 or $1,000, she invest $800 million.
Yes.
But the last thing by them declared was 171 million around 2019. Oh, you reach right. You have that with including the house and the money and everything. And you have built something for 800 million, where you invest that 800 million investment.
Yeah.
How that work? Nearly $1 billion. How it work?
Yeah. Sir, beat me. Tell me. The other thing that really baffles me is that the Prime Minister's wife has the time to be both Prime Minister, wife, First Lady, Member of Parliament, Speaker of the House, that is the head of the legislature, while her husband is the head of the government, and one of the biggest developers in Jamaica. See the conflict of interest. Jamaican people are idiot. What to women? What wrong with we? We are fool. With and all their sons are on some business, part owners of multiple business. Some of them in St. Lucia. Yes, I'm saying. What is wrong with the Jamaican people? Me can't understand how JLP or people, labor rights would sit down and defend. And may I say it for even PNP, PNP sit down and see them leader behave like that and defend it, it have blown me away. It's blowing me away. And you know what I mean? I see what people that I supposed to be intelligent people that I once have great respect for, trying everything they can to justify
Do we have this?
and reason it away. Like,
Yes.
come on, give me a break. My people, listen,
Accreditation, don't. Yes.
our people in Jamaica, listen, I don't think Angeles know the price for a gallon of milk in a Jamaica, or tin of condensed milk, because he may even think I am shocked for himself. You understand me? I say, while I mean, the majority of the people, the majority of Jamaican people, I believe, I live below the poverty line, and them same one are forced to go out when the bell ring. You see the big old crowd where gather at St. Anne's Bay. Of
Tell
course,
about-
most of them come from out of town. Eh?
Yes.
Most of them come from out of town. But you're talking about midday Wednesday. I have one heap of people. That means that is indicative of two things. One, those who don't need to work because them are them are make big money. That are the parliamentarian them. And
Yes.
two, the rest, the majority when have no work.
Okay. Yes.
They now no work. That's why they were able to show up.
And put them on a bus and give them a little thing and make
Give them a little thing and they now no work. They're unemployed. And them are run behind the one them would just get themselves 300% raise. You understand what I'm saying? You know,
So
see,
the bogus unemployment. Hold on a minute. So the bogus unemployment for them put out as a 4% this and that. That alone show you the condition of Jamaica. Yes.
Yes. I don't know which Jamaica they're living in. 4% unemployment. Which Jamaica? Yesterday, I saw a video circulating. Thousands of young people in Ocherias were scammed into a so-called job fair that was a scam. So luckily, I was told the Ministry of Labor stepped in and exposed them. At least 1,000 young people were in that so-called job fair that was a scam. Yeah, it's not everybody I try to look away for go for it. One of the biggest scam in Jamaica now is the overseas program. The amount of young people come to me and tell me, oh, they lose hundreds of US dollars because somebody offered them
millions in Jamaica.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if we have 4% on unemployment, then we're not supposed to have so much people try run left the country. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I look job. A job fear, no, I look job. You understand what I'm saying? So me no know, baffles me how them get that. But you see, I'm not a statistician or economist.
Because of something. This don't need no Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder for say the truth. Right? Ray Charles that's the truth. And Stevie Wonder that's the right truth.
Correct.
Government is a scam government.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely is.
All right.
So scamming in Jamaica is one of the biggest business now, and then can't get a handle on it. I mean, in any other country, the amount of things we go on. Jamaica having mass shootings now. That is something we used to watch on TV in the US and we mouth drop. Yeah, wide open. No, that happened at Jamaica. Mass shooting. And we have an incompetent Minister of National Security who can never be fired.
Yes.
Can never be fired, no matter what, no matter how terrible things have gotten in Jamaica. This Minister of National Security will never be fired. And the only way he'll be fired is for the Jamaican people in the next general election to fire him. Fire him. Not just vote out his government, but vote him out.
Yeah, man, I forget.
Yes, I'm saying vote him out. He has failed the people. Remember, them job was to protect and serve the people. To protect the people. I don't feel protected. My people don't feel protected. In my constituency, a young lady who watched her boyfriend got shot and killed on his bed in front of her 1 month before she gave birth to them baby. Yes, I'm saying protected. I have young people got disappeared. Next thing you find them body dumped somewhere else in another part of St. Anne. Yes, and a member and a minister, what they do every time something like that, they say them run, go down, they run, go talk. It's just all talk, lip services. And the only crime plan they have is this zone of special operations or curfew. And it now help because their thugs still get through the curfew and the zone of special operations. The real criminals still no, you understand? it have no impact or to them. Still small fries and small fish them a whole and pan.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
Jamaica needs a change, Wayne, and the
yeah,
people of Jamaica need to rise up. Yeah, so we are dishonoring the time honored sacrifices that our forefathers made to bring us to the point where we are. Paul Bogle, who marches men into a trap. And I think that's what's really happening. We see him Jamaican lead the true freedom fighters into trap to get ourselves hanged. Yes, and but Paul Bogle, George William Gordon would have gotten themselves hanged in defense of the rights of the people. And now the Jamaican people are sitting down in apathy and indifference and allowing crime and protest to go run rampage across the country. Little children, little girls are going missing every minute in the newspaper. One little girl gone missing, or them body show up somewhere else. Jamaican people are dishonoring the time-honored sacrifice of our slave masters who fought not just for themselves but fought for us. Yes, and all right now it's every man for himself and God for us all. Everybody that talk about they now getting in politics and they're involved in politics. When you're not involved in politics, then shut up. You don't have no right to speak about how terrible Jamaica is. If on election day you don't go out and cast your vote, then you fail. You feel yourself, you feel your child, you feel your grandchildren, you fail future generation, you failed your community, you failed your country. That boy you're not involved in politics. Vote. You need to go and vote. And if you don't see nobody for vote for, offer yourself up. If you believe so there's a change and you don't see nobody to make the change, then put yourself in the ring. You understand what I'm saying? But I have no tolerance of people who tell me say they now go vote because that's why Jamaica is where we are now. Because when good men do nothing, bad men take over and do something. You understand? When good people decide to then nah. So listen, a lot of times because of money and licky Jamaican, sometimes we put in a parliament people when they deserve to be in prison. You understand what I'm saying? We
yeah.
vote into parliament people who deserve to be locked away for life in jail. You understand? And we prevent from getting into the position for change people who are conscientious and patriotic and love their country and love them people. You understand? And want to do something to make a change. But what? Because them now have the big cash to spend and give them a $5,000 on election day, they sometimes are denied that opportunity to be placed in a position to truly serve the people of their constituencies and their country.
All right.
And that's
So
a part.
because of something now, because of something to you now. Your plans for Northeast. And by the way, if you make sure you can come back anytime right here, so no. Anytime. And
Huh?
you're keeping up to date because we have to clean that voters list.
Oh, definitely.
Scammer voters list. No more, nobody now silent road here. Nobody.
Exactly.
Okay. So the
Right.
scammer voters list there, make people them a matter for parlor. Want to make sure go video something down there for me because parlor
Yeah, man.
done.
So that's why me I call upon the people them for do. See all that is that you see all the by-election where I come up now. We want the people them to go out there and make Mr. Mattis and Mother know say we are watching. You understand? We're not
Yeah.
participating in the election, but we want to know say we are watch every move where they make. So they think they can go buy a vote. You understand? I'm saying to people, whether you're PNP or JLP or no P at all,
Come
I
out.
don't want you to call my phone and tell me, say, you think this is going or you know this is going on. Send me some evidence. Even if you want to put a name to it, send me a picture to show them I put money in a shirt for you. Because that is a crime. When they wrap money in a shirt and give it to somebody, that is sufficient to get them, to disqualify them. So, me don't want to tell me, say, people are bring fake picture. Show me evidence of the fake picture and I will go to bat with it. You understand? A lot of people are calling me and tell me, say, boy, this will go on another community, but then now they're afraid. Listen, man, some of us have to stand
No,
up and
almost. We
be
need to
counted.
stand up.
All of us has to
Yes.
stand up and be counted. It's take a community to raise a child, but it's actually take a community to hold representative responsible and accountable. Yes, and so I
Because
want more than allegations. I want
yes,
evidence. And we will go back to they go expose them for what they're doing. Yes,
yes.
and I will expose them. So if somebody come at your yard with a fake ID, Yes, and I go use if you vote on election day. Send me a copy of the fake ID, and
Yes.
me will take it from there. You understand what I'm saying? Me will bring in the police and take it from there. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we
More,
want. We
and
want more evidence.
them not live there. If you see the bus coming,
Yes,
video
but yes, if you see the bus load of people that might come,
them turn.
we want to know. Yes, because we have to hold people accountable. And I want not just Mr. Samuda or the JLP, but I want Jamaica to get to a place where all of Jamaica, all representatives, myself included, will understand that, listen, the people are going to hold us accountable and make sure, say, we keep our elections as free and fair as we possibly can. You understand what I'm saying? So, me not say Mr. Samuda by election, me not saying practice it. So let me be clear about that. Me not saying practice by election. Me not saying plan to do it. Me not saying plan to do it. Me not saying I go do it. What I'm saying is simply this: if he's thinking about it, he
Um,
needs to think twice.
but
Because the Jamaica, the people of North Central are gonna make sure say no say, neighbor would watch, neighbor would watch a watch. That's what I'm saying.
make I do it for you then. So John contact it. You see, them people, same like if them carrying people, them have to pay, them have to spend money. We know that.
Yes.
I will not color code and put it up. So I will say it. Okay? Some people plan now, me see them a fix road. By the way, me want to answer this. Because him should have report to the IC because the IC nobody in a politics. If them draw anything make you lose your work or do anything like that, is a charge against them. Me read that in.
Okay.
In the IC thing that we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
John Kojakit. You have DJ Amber. Talk about the water in our place. And him call IFM and get them suspend her. Fair time. I think she just came back a couple months ago.
Okay. I heard about that. I'm not sure. I don't have any evidence on that, so I can't speak to that. But I heard someone spoke to that.
It
was you?
No,
Okay.
Okay. I'm not saying Dr. Amber. I'm not talking to last week. Said she came back now. Yes.
Okay.
When they call and do it, they talk to her too. Remember, I know about these people. You understand? Yes. Can we apply FM when it doesn't work?
Okay.
With things and things like that, You understand? Yeah. So, I talk to him about him call and then put up on suspension. So I'm at some powers around straight from
and that so but that's how far we've come where that no disqualify the man and get him out of the system already. If that is true, if it is true that him call and get him suspended, IRFM should have come out of some serious fire for that.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. IRFM should have come out of some really serious fire for that. But we feel like our people have just become so docile, man, and we just embrace and accept everything we get. And we give up on top and the ear, but we can't throw it up in our ear. A lot of us have opportunity to live elsewhere, live out of the country. We have visas. Some of us have green card or whatever, access to go other country. But let me tell you this: even someone who I don't have a U.S. citizen or a citizen of any other country. Let me be clear on that. I'm a citizen of Jamaica. The only passport I hold is a Jamaican passport. You understand what I'm saying? So let me just put that out there. I'm just saying, a lot of us have access to other countries. You understand? And I can get citizen of the United States. I'm qualified to be a citizen of the United States. I chose not to be a citizen of the United States. Yes, and there are other people who have qualified to be citizens elsewhere, or some of whom are citizens. Someone who will listen to me are citizens of the US and Canada and England and other places. But let me be clear on this. At the end of the day, there's only one country in the world where you who were born in Jamaica and hold Jamaican citizenship cannot be deported from. And it's Jamaica. You understand? Even those who get citizen in another country, they can take it back from you. You understand what I'm saying? Those who have green card or whatever residence, they can take it back from and deport you. Say if you land in Jamaica and when you show your passport expired and still have to let you in. Why? Because you're a Jamaican citizen. You understand what I'm saying? And for that, we have to fight for that country. The only country we can deport with. You understand? The only country where we can disown with. And the country where, and so when we hear people saying, nah, vote or them give up, it breaks my heart. Because,
No, but I got to the one.
You have to fight, man.
Let me straighten something for you.
Yes.
All right. You see, because the system where you just explain, you tell me now, different from you in the politics now. If you do something and you see people like Grand Patriotism, people like you have some bogus radio station where each up with the Prime Minister, corrupted government. And you say pay corruption, may go after that. Nothing there. And then you have people saying that thing. People, you know, you have to turn off from these things and say, yo, we can't deal with this. And then we talk, you know, police come drive from under bed and lock you up. Dictatorship.
Yeah.
So you find out, so we have to encourage people on the next level and say, no, we have to get rid of the dictators and all that. Because that will make a lot of people turn out. A matter of fact, police themselves are leaving at jobs. Nurse and that.
I leave. Right.
And that's true.
Right. And the reason why that can happen too is because, you know, again, this government has practiced the policy of making
corruption and
so impoverished that even those who know their rights can't afford a lawyer. That's why Andrew Wallace can send police go antagonize young people. I mean, don't make no mistake. Don't be disrespectful. You understand? Although, you know, that is borderline. But let me not see if it's a disrespect. I'm say this. I don't like to be disrespected, but I think it's my right to say to abuse my power, to terrorize you because you diss me. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, the only thing I would say to Jamaican people, you know, you have to be careful not to you know, some people are threatened and that's a death threat, and you know, that part we not support.
That part.
Yes,
but you know,
support illegality. We don't support illegality, but freedom of speech is entrenched in our constitution, and therefore the people have a right. And how, you know, but the thing is, this prime minister believes that because him have all the power, you know, it's abuse of power. It's a clear abuse of power. You know, because a person can tell you too bad and tell you say go away, Andrew Wellness. He thinks that there's nothing illegal about telling him go away. As much as long as he know, you know what I'm saying, is not derogatory or defamatory or, you know, or doing something illegal. He has no right to abuse his power by expending you know, national resources to send police to go hunt down young people because they speak their mind. In fact, are him responsible for it? His policy and practice would have allowed Jamaica to get to this point where young people. Babsy Grange has failed the Jamaican people, and she should be arrested. She should be the first. When a young person come out and cuss on bad word and tell Andrew some clot and speak the way he speak, Babsy Grange should not get locked up for that. Why? She's a minister of culture. You know what I'm saying? And under her policy, she has allowed to free reign of derogatory language and lewd behavior in public. Listen to the song where the young people are sing now, misogynistic and just dirty and disgusting. Me have to put my hand over my ears, much as my children them ears when me hear some of them song where Babsy Grange I love to play on radio.
That's all right. But hear this now. I can show you something. Right here, so any politician come and talk about Ando, nobody no come and do come knock it, you know. I can show you something. Look at this. It's our prime minister. Look, just look at this. I hear this. Listen.
Thank you for everything. Look at this friggin' buck tea, bro. Look at this buck tea.
Pleasure to see you as well. Hey there, how you doing?
I'm not shaking your hand, bro. You're a fucking piece of shit, man.
Why is that, sir?
You fucked up the entire country. You got our buddy over there.
Yeah, but how did I mess up this country?
Can anybody afford a home in this day? They're charging people carbon tax. You got 9 V8s here idling for 30 minutes. Your carbon footprint is increasing. We're getting charged for what?
You know what we're doing?
It's not stopping. No,
we're putting a price on pollution,
right?
And we're returning it to families like
yours. I don't think so. You're sending it over to Ukraine, right?
No.
Yeah. You send it over to the guy that you were with that slaughtered his own country.
You've been listening to Putin, have you?
Putin? No. We definitely don't listen to your propaganda, eh? You got propaganda, bro. Fucking piece of shit, man. Fucking dumbass. Get the fuck out of here. Go to a homeless shelter, you piece of shit.
But this is what we are talking about now. Them don't open their mouths. Right? Him not do nothing wrong. These words, just it make him blow up in steam. Right. Prime Minister, remember I want to lead of the free world this.
Right. Freedom of speech.
And I'm calling you a fucking piece of shit. Front and face, not on camera. Face to face. With all them security details. Him look like them drag him up and bend him up and lock him up and talk about indecent language or something.
Yeah, so it's abuse of power. It is an abuse of his authority and his power.
Listen, you understand these? But Andrew get film dictatorship from it wrong. Uncle King Jong-un and then people when you talk, they mash you up.
Yeah.
But you freedom of speech, as long as the man not threaten you or do something from him talk, but you can't talk with them not even, come on now.
When I feel like the Jamaican people, though I hope, because I find them to be very deafeningly silent and apathetic on all these criminal acts and just downright wrong, unpatriotic behavior of this government. But I just feel like Jamaican people still have a way of holding us accountable when, so come election day, I just feel like it is I really hope I'm right about them, that they will, go out there and make a statement, that strong statement to Andrew Holness and his cronies that, listen, yeah man, we have had enough, cup full to the brim, and we're now gonna make no continue. I hope that, it is my hope that at least they will do that for their country. Laborites and PNP and non-laborites and non-PNP alike. I'm talking about Jamaicans. Yes, and a free country. And may I go call on our Jamaican people, everyone will listen to me now, whether you support me as a person or me as a candidate or my party or the JLP. Remember, say, when we used to go to school, primary school, we used to say one pledge, and part of it says, in the service of my fellow citizens, I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. Remember that? To serve diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly. Remember that, Jamaicans. And so I'm hoping come election day, including this by-election coming up on September 30, that the PNP is not participating in, that the people who go out there will remember that whatever you do is either in the service of your fellow citizen or in the disservice of your fellow citizen. And right now, the Jamaican government is operating in the disservice of our fellow citizens. How we know that? Because it's unjust and inequitable and just downright wrong that you can give yourself 300% increase while people can't find. When we go to the supermarket, people are beg me money when they know me. They don't know some I'm a member of parliament. They don't know some I'm a politician. Then I line and I say, sir, can you pay for this for me? You understand me? I say, and you give yourself 300%. You give yourself 300%. And that's a disservice to your people. And you make the justification that the Minister of Finances give is, and the Prime Minister, we do it so that we can attract the brightest and the best. Well, if you attract the brightest and the best, and one of the brightest and the best, Nigel, give himself 300% and still run gone. That means you're not getting enough. Run gone to the IMF.
For money and everything.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody asked.
So it's not that wasn't attractive enough to keep him. Yes, and we are doing it. So why don't we increase the teachers and police salaries so that we can not just attract the brightest and the best, but keep the brightest and the best? What we do, so teachers, we know want brightest and best in our school and on the road to protect the people. So that our teachers now have a runway, go away, and now we are in port. What left? And I say what left, and I have no disrespect to the people of Zimbabwe, but they're coming to Jamaica because them not get accepted figure. Could make US dollars and Canadian dollars and British pound, which is stronger than Jamaican dollar. Who would have come to Jamaica? Let them country come to Jamaica and work. You understand? Unless it's what left. So we're not attracting the brightest and the best in our school system. We're attracting actually the worst. How can a person of Zimbabwe who don't understand Jamaican culture, who speak English but don't understand Jamaican patois, yes, and who don't understand Jamaican heritage, all them are going to come now to bring our people up to the level of academic excellence that our country are so desperately in need of.
Make ask something about the hospital, because see OMA YouTube sentence beer, it's a big pigsty, especially the maternity ward. And somebody said them used to work there. EJ Watson say, yeah man, I used to work there, so I know what I am talking about. Yes. So somebody I talk about this, right? All right. Somebody I talk about this is a big pigsty. But people up there, this morning someone called me, and she have a daughter there, said she suffered from epilepsy, and she's supposed to get cesarean section. She's supposed to have baby, but the doctor saying now go do the operation unless she gets some blood. She wants a pint of blood. So they have some people for donate blood and they must say they want to buy blood pressure, want to see so them now do it. And then now do the operation. Now I wonder if you not do the operation, if you not put a life at least, get the Jew and you say you have to get a pint of blood. And you know, get the blood, you not do it. So what will take place?
Yeah, Wayne, I don't know what is the priority of this government. I don't know what their priority is. I don't think the priority is to keep people alive. I mean, I hear it from some really reliable sources that the Minister of Health has some ties to a morgue, a funeral home.
Yes.
So you think about it, the Minister of Health, whose job is to keep Jamaicans alive, to get Jamaicans better, to keep them, you know, when they're sick, to get them better. I think him job that no. And if him have ties, I hear, to a funeral home, then what does that say?
By the way, that man,
you know what about if he's still alive? He want dead. He want them dead.
I can say something about the funeral home now. That man when I was at JP concert, you know.
In his division, in his constituency.
Yeah, his constituency.
In his constituency. So
that's
my point. That's for me.
Take the dead from Kingston. For much man, what take much man
and never forget Spanish Town. So when you love one dead in a Kingston, you have to left Spanish Town. Figure see it. But what is more important, what is more significant for me is the fact that is the ES tied to a funeral home. That means that Christopher Tufton don't want people to be alive. He want them dead. One of the biggest business in Jamaica is a funeral home. So hence, and one of the biggest production in Jamaica now is funerals. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The biggest money making thing in Jamaica now is funerals. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I know of a couple of people who went to Sinners Bay Hospital who would have been alive today had they got the attention and time. You understand? Simple things that are dead for now. You can't blame the poor doctors and nurses them because them on places understaffed and resourced and underpaid. You understand? You have to blame again the leadership, the government. You understand what I'm saying? We have tons of doctors who are graduating from UE annually, and the likes of sharp doctors and nurses. We have whole heap of them are graduate. But you understand? Not a priority. And when we want to talk about, because me and them talk about matters have big plan for road and water in the constituency.
Come on.
Horrible roads. Limehall, the last time Limehall road was fixed was 2016, 2017. That road, my friend, in Northeast St. Ann, under the councillor Geneva Garden Bailey. Yes, and last time that road was fixed. I don't even know if it has been patched since then. Yes, I'm saying deplorable conditions. Water, places like Davistown. I mean, I hear Abeka Fincenle talk about Mr. Masuda as a minister of water, has great plans for Northeast Centre and is doing this for Davistown. Davistown has been without water. Davistown, Chalk Hill, which interestingly are some of the strongest supporters of the Jamaican Labour Party are in those communities. And Davistown, before burial, they were having serious water problem. And to this day, people have to buy water. We get calls daily. If truck water go up there, then now no water in them pipe. You understand what I'm saying? And at the same time, watch this. At the same time, I watched before, just prior to the burial, Mr. Samuda, the Minister of Water, under his leadership in the NWC, dig up St. Anne's Bay Town, dig up from the EOJ office, come down, dig line and lay pipeline from St. Anne's Bay Town all the way, bypass Priory, bypass Civil Light. These are places having water problem. Bypass all these places, bypass St. Anne's Bay, and run it go all the way down a Runaway Bay. You understand? What is down a Runaway Bay? And to this day, you'll see it. What is happening in Runaway Bay? One big fancy development down there called Paradisiac. Right at the tip of Runaway Bay, Northeast Centre and Northwest. So the man who is now going to run for Member of Parliament for Northeast Centre come September 30, took the water, diverted the water from the constituency that he's going to represent, and run it, lay a pipeline. That project cost at least $1 billion. Because I may take some pictures and videos. I'm going to send it to you one day. I'm going to send it to you later on. Videos and pictures me take. You understand? Bypass Richmond Estate. Although that's now in Northwest Centre. And the Minister of Water will say water and priority for Northeast Centre and then divert that project. And that project stopped down at Paradisiac. And I was told it has been rumored, and I'm saying it has been rumored, that the Prime Minister's wife has some relationship or some arrangements with that project. You understand? That's what I've been told. That's in fact that's a rumor on the street down here. You understand? And then so the water gone. So then the people they will never have water problem. But the people them where I go run up and down now and knock bell and ring bell for go they go vote from Davistown and from Chalk Hill and certain place damaged them place then a stair town. They don't know water. Me have to truck water to them. And I'm not even an elected representative. Me have a dip in my pocket and buy a little truckload of water every now and again and send to these places. And that's what I'm saying. So tell me about this man's priority and if he really love the people and he really have a heart for the people. It's the man of care. Yes, and let's not fool ourselves. Let's kid ourselves. This man does not care, just like his party and his party's leader. They don't care about the Jamaican people, man. They don't care about the small man. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Road is a terrible disgrace. No, me see them since by-election call, me see them digging up road up a Marley, Windsor Height. So them a fixed road. Thank God the people of Windsor Height and the taxi drivers them would welcome that. But then think we that? Who them I insult? Then think say we don't know that because of election call. Me see them do the same thing on Stair Town. Somebody called me yesterday, said then send me 2 young people gone a foreign for a farmer program and tell the rest of youth them say, uno next. We're gonna send you nowhere. Then think we're fool. Why no? You understand? A long time young people are called me and say, Mr. Simpson, you can't get me in a work program. A whole bunch of young people are called. All of a sudden, people are get on a work program now. I go for it. Road are fixing a Stair Town. Road are fix up a Marley. You understand? Or because an election is called. And it's time for the Jamaican people to see through these type of politicians. These type of politicians are obsolete. They're redundant. This is 2024. You don't go to the bank and applaud the bank, the ATM, for giving you your money when you put your card in and draw some money. You don't say to the ATM, you're a great ATM, thank you for giving me money. I feel your money. So when you see them come fix road and run pipeline, because election come and you applaud them, say them a good politician. They're no good politician. They're no good politician. Because that is their job to do. You pay taxes so that you should have drive on good road, have water and proper infrastructure. You understand? And it's time for Jamaica to see these politicians for who they are. You understand? And unfortunately, they will run out and do it. And what they going to do? They set the pipeline and say, when we win, we finish it. And see after they win, don't be surprised if they will come back and dig up the pipeline and take it away. Because that's what the practice has been for years. And Jamaicans, I'm calling on the people of Northeast Enton to see these people for who they are. And can I talk about the what's going on in with the cruise pier right now? Since February, the cruise pier has been damaged, and so as a result, a lot of a lot of the ships that would have come to Ochi has been diverted to Trelawney. That means that now it has been estimated that since February till now, Ochi's business would have lost at least 13 to 15 million US dollars in business. And who are the people suffering? Of course, a lot of business communities, the business, especially those whose focus are tourism, are suffering greatly. And these people are dragging out the process for political expediency. Yes, and there's no urgency or emergency to get the pier back so that tourism can come back to Orchard. They might wait till Matthew win, then they can say, oh, see, Matthew fix the pier. So political expediency. And who suffered the most? People like our craft traders. Yes, and the Orchard craft market where that was languishing for the longest time. Yes, and I heard that they were going to walk the craft market last Monday. But just because the PNP decides to then not contest the election, then they didn't go and walk it. So what does that say? They don't care about the craft trader. Then they didn't want to do it because they want to get some more votes. You understand? These are the things that breaks my heart. Because what we have is politicians who just care for themselves and don't care for the people. And then go them and make big speech about what we're going to do. And it's always what we're going to do. Show me what they can do, no, man. Do it for the people, man.
All right, so tell me something now with the election. Where you tell the people them, where your advice to the people on the vote. Them come out, them need to vote out matches about them. I just tell them, but me I ask you, your advice to them. But me I tell them for me too. Vote against Macho JJ Samuda.
You're talking about for the by-elections?
By-election. I'm not,
Well,
but in the general election, we talk to them to that, because we have to carry your back, But we have to let them know, because he's not supposed to get a seat. The number one should have null and void. And them should have charged him.
right.
You don't want them kind of politician that don't this, man.
Yeah, the people of Northeast England should make a statement that we are done with the Jamaica Labour Party by going out there and vote against him if they vote. I mean, the People's National Party, we're not contesting it, and therefore we're not encouraging our people to participate either. Yes, but at the end of the day, should they do, whoever decide to, I think this could be a good opportunity, a good precursor for the general election, to let Mr. Matthew Salmuda know that we don't want you nor the JLP government here. You understand what I'm saying? I think an independent candidate, or I think there are two candidates, two other nominees, an independent candidate or a United Independent Congress candidate. Either of the two would be a better option to the Labour Party government right now. You understand what I'm saying? Any alternative is better than the evil that we are suffering. It's an unfortunate thing that they're going to spend $30 million in the first place to hold a by-election. And I've made an appeal on CVM TV interview to ask the Prime Minister, up to this moment, you can still cancel it, because I have people in the constituency who are struggling financially. People still have tarpaulin on top of their house with concrete block holding it down since burial, who has not been able to fix their house. I have people whose houses were burned out. I have pictures on my phone, took pictures. Burn out, them live at other people's house. They can't afford to build back their house. You understand? I have children still going to school who never get them proper uniform yet. I have young mothers who can't feed their children. So it's not too late for the Prime Minister to say to the Director of Election, you know what, let's hold off on all by-elections since general elections we call. In fact, why just don't call the election now? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? If he's so confident that he wants to change up his government and set the system for better, for stronger, whatever he wants, then call an election. Call the general election now. Where he's well within his right to call a general election right now. So it may not be for September 30 anymore because he needs sufficient time. Cancel the by-election, cancel all other constituency by-election. If you want to call by-election, call the by-election for the divisions that
And local government.
the local government, divisions that have no representation, like Morat Bay, whose councillor died back in, I think, May.
Yeah, somebody
Died back in May and is long overdue legally for the people of Morat Bay. A local government election is not due again until the next 3.5 years from now. Right. Yes. So if you want by-elections, I understand there's another person died in Clarendon, Northern Clarendon. So call those two by-elections and so that the people can have their local government representative. And then call a general elections and let us go to the poll. Let everyone go to the poll, since you're well within your right to do so. Stop wasting government taxpayers' resources on things that are unnecessary. And he has demonstrated that there's no urgency in calling by-elections, because Southern Trelawney has been without a member of parliament for over a year. So there's no urgency to call one. So that's my take on it. My take on it is, come on, man, stop wasting money that can be redirected to places where it matters.
What is about the STEM school? Let me ask about that, because these are the promises, the amount of promises. And by the way, you get the $1 billion market already from the Prime Minister, that bill already?
The what?
The $1 billion market.
Listen.
And
Orchard is supposed to get a $1 billion market, and I think the stems,
street STEM schools, I think, up here, yes.
The stems are still budding, I think, or them the bud yet, or I don't know. I have no clue. All I know is just a bunch of empty promises, and I think it's time for the people to see this Prime Minister for who he is. This is a man who was calling strongly for and aggressively for set election dates. Yes, and in fact, he according to him, he had in his first term instructed the Minister of Justice to draft the bill for set election date, and almost 2 terms later, and we don't have a set election date. He's the one who playing political football with the people, with democracy of the people. Yes, and I heard him make this big powerful statement about STEM school, and he has been given 2 terms to do it. And yes, your guess is as good as mine. And now recently I hear say about build $1 billion market in Orcharias. You understand? Start. I can promise you that will never happen unless it's going to be under the PNP government. Never under Andrew's government. I mean, we can't trust this man. This man is not trustworthy. This man's word is not his bond. You understand? He's the consummate corrupt politician.
Love that. People, hey, we have to carry him back, right? No, them say people want you back, you know. We're going to say, him have to come back, right? Of course, don't it? Remember, I go job from you, so you're saying him attack.
Yes.
You have to hold them accountable, right?
Yes.
Yes, we have to hold them accountable. When you're saying him attack, and we see the local media, you know, them run around and them play a little politics and all kind of things. We go on yourself, hold them accountable. We're not paying them. Government, I'm at back. Andrew did say this before, make a play 2 things before you leave. Let us remind the people them when you're talking for talking. And when we're talking, right? And we just remind the people them of this. Look on this, right? This is Andrew in person. Andrew Onyx. Listen this good.
Well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in country.
You hear it for yourself, right?
Yes.
All well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in country.
So we're doing a favor. Because him tell we to do what we're doing right now.
Right. To raise our voice against the government. Yes.
Yeah, and I want to play one more tune. I can hear this one. No, not the integrity one. I want to play one more. Right? This one now, elect a leader. I want to play this one. Because let's see if I can find it right here. I have to make you hear this one, you know. All right. Make I ask you something before me play this one, right? Mm-hmm. You saw the road and the best, according to Andrew One, the best highway in St. Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah. And say it have been all kind of things tonight, you know. Is that one of them, you know?
Well, what concerns me the most about that road in St. Thomas? Mm-hmm. So they gave it to China Harbor to fix because and so China Harbor built the road, but then China Harbor blaming it that the quality of it was because the Jamaican subcontractors didn't do a good job. I don't know if you see the irony in that.
Yeah, that will make sense.
So they never trust Jamaican contractors to build the road, so they gave it to a Chinese government to do it. But guess what the Chinese government do? Then turn around and give back to the Jamaican contractors when they not trust.
So who oversees the road?
But I know that's for me. I know that's my problem. My problem is that we need to get rid of this notion. Say we have to turn to foreigners to make foreigners fix the problem for it because we can't trust the people. What we need to do is to hold our people to a higher standard. You understand what I'm saying? Because the same foreign people where we get to turn on and act as middleman and get back to the people when we say we don't trust. So what we need to fix the problem. Why don't we fix our problem? We have a problem. Said we continue to do this thing where we take money out of, we box out money out of the hand of with people and make our people poor and make other people of other countries richer because we can't trust our own people. What we have to do is to impose stringent regulations and laws. So when a Jamaican contractor build the road and thief the money, we send him go to jail for the rest of his life and take everything from him. And he know say, okay, and the next man will come know say, okay, me can't ramp with my government like that. You understand? So I'm going to do it better. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the money circulates among our people. Listen, money, Jamaican government have money that circulate in a Chinese community multiple times more than it circulates in the Jamaican community. And then, I mean, I have no problem with Chinese business investors or Indian investors or foreign investors in Jamaica. No. We have a problem with foreign investors coming to our country. But it cannot be at the expense of our people and our businesses, our local businesses. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So me not buy the argument say because me can't trust Wayne Lonesome as a Jamaican to do the job. I mean, true, all the time Jamaicans are just wicked and just greedy and just thief and
But I tell you something though. No care the matter about can't trust. That's why you have laws. You have laws. If we give you a job, right? I mean, I care all you want. If you come do something, a short change, I think and people overlook it. You get charged or do something.
Is that my connection gone, Wayne, or yours? Was that my connection?
Yeah, your connection just now.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, what I'm saying is that we have to get rid of that notion and say, just because me can't trust my people to do the thing well, so me will give to a foreign man. No, that is not the solution to our problem, because that solution only make our nation worse off economically. The solution has to be where we impose better regulations, better oversight, and make people understand to listen. We are going to take a very strong position against certain things you do because we expect high quality and high standard, and thereby weed out the bad apples, but make sure the good apple benefit, because when the good apple benefit, the money stay in Jamaica and circulate longer in Jamaica. When you give the job to China Harbour, Andrew, let's have China Harbour now build government housing, China Harbour, and what China Harbour do? China Harbour subcontract these housing back to Jamaicans. So if you can subcontract them back to Jamaica, then why don't have Jamaicans doing it in the first place?
We don't need them in the first place.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
we have a problem with the policy of this government who thinks that Jamaicans can't manage our airports, so they must sell it to the Mexicans. Them. Yeah, so what the Mexicans do? The Mexicans come and become backer master to Jamaicans. Because when you go to the airport, I pay Jamaican to work the same way. Only the top level management them speak Spanish. You understand what I'm saying? But that's still Jamaican them have around the airport. So if a Jamaican them have around the airport at all the other little low level then what we need to do is to get Jamaicans who are, you understand?
Yes.
Jamaican investors, consensus Jamaicans, and set the bar high and standard high. You understand? And so that our people, because when I make money now, and we honestly, I don't support thievery, I don't support, but think about it. If me give you a contract for $10 million win, and the job really costs 8, and you thief 1, me not support the thieving of the 1, but at the end of the day, all 10 are spent back in Jamaica. Because you're Jamaican.
Yes.
But if me give the $10 million job to China Harbour,
Yes.
China Harbour still going to take $3 million profit. So he really going to spend 5. He really going to spend 5.
Hold on, the doctor. Hold on. You remember China Harbour, the reason why Andrew Onis led administration doing this. Because if you give to the local man and him forgive back money, make a whisper. These Chinese not talk to you. Them get back money, Them get back back. So when you give something for 20 mil, they might get 5 mil for themselves.
Exactly.
But nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
The Chinese, them not do it, so them give back Jamaica like 5 mil out of that.
That's right. So less money, even though the China, so the Jamaican man will thief. The Jamaican man will thief. Let's say Jamaican man thief 5, but the Chinese man take 5 as profit. The job costs 10. Both of them spend 5 on the job. Yeah, but the job costs 10. The Jamaican man thief 5, the China man not thief it, he take it as profit, 5 as profit. Yes. At the end of the day, I still 5 spend at Jamaica, and the next 5 gone somewhere else. For the Jamaican man, and the whole 10 still spend at Jamaica. The 5 went thief plus the 5 went put on. Me not support thieving, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
I think we don't like ourselves. I think we love foreigners, and we're too foreign minded. Yes, and we think that foreigners can do it better. And at the end of the day, we then still turn on to do it. We then come back to do it same way.
But I'm telling you why them do it, because they want to trick the people. Them all right. That's why them so rich. Because when you give a man something for much billion, and you can skim off $1 billion without your name card, because you just one day think a Chinese man and call when them get the contract from the government.
Yeah.
He can't do nothing. Yeah. I'm number one, them look after themselves, them live better than us.
Exactly.
You ever go sentence bay? Tell me something. Let me ask you this. You ever go sentence bay and say 3, 4, 5 Chinese? You come from shop and sick and you see them admit and you see them down at the hospital and sit and pay a wait pan.
No, sir. No, sir.
And most of them have more than 200,000.
Me never see Chinese that send us to the hospital yet.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
some answer keep and them come support it yet.
Me never see them. Me never see them unless they, you know, have some, you have national, you know, Chinese, you know, native Chinese, if you want to call them that. But
Yes.
the one them where they just import. You don't see them. You don't see them as support. You don't see them as support our businesses.
Okay.
You understand? And we have a problem. Listen, listen. Honestly, some of our Jamaican supermarkets all of our Jamaican supermarkets, Jamaican-owned supermarkets are more expensive. Not way more, but in many cases more expensive than a Chinese supermarket. But you can understand why. Listen, there's a store in a Sennans Bay where in the last 5 years you would have about 5 different names now. Just what they may pass it and it's a new name for it. It's a Chinese owned store. What then do then just sell it back to another Chinese man so you can get the break, you can get the duty free for bringing in things. So our Jamaican people cannot compete with them because them get preferential treatment over us. You understand? But at the end of the day, I mean, when me spend, you know, when we go Square One supermarket or Big Ben in a Orchard go buy my food. Me go spend a little bit more than me spend at our Chinese man's supermarket, you know. But you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, people may support. You understand? Me make the money circulate back in Jamaica. I mean, if you understand why I spend a little more. Because Big Ben and Square One not get the tax break and the duty-free break where the Chinese man get, so he can bring in things from China and sell it way cheaper than we have to still pay the duty upon it. I mean, more than like our Jamaican people, the reason from that level said, listen, we're going to support on our own, man. You see, look at young people in my up and down, oh, I have to get my Starbucks coffee. I have to get my Starbucks, the Starbucks. You understand? Starbucks, them when them come with them big, I mean, you know, them big budget, they can advertise and market and yes, but where does Starbucks money go? Starbucks money is not circulate in Jamaica. We have Blue Mountain Coffee and we have coffee shops here where local. We have Cafe Blue. We have Cafe Blue in the Ocherias. Support our own, man. Let's support our own.
Yes.
Jamaica, and if we're gonna reach, if Jamaica is gonna be rich and if wealth is gonna remain in Jamaica, we have to support our own. It's a little bit more expensive, but actually it's cheaper than the Chinese. Me can tell you that any day. Shopping at Square One and Big Ben and Boot Supermarket and the other one is, you think it's more expensive? It's actually cheaper than the Chinese. Why? Because at the end of the day, when you spend it among the Jamaican, the money stay and circulate in Jamaica. When you spend it among the Chinese, the money left and Jamaica becomes poorer. I mean, I shoot down Chinese investors, but me have a problem with so many you know, foreign nationals coming here and becoming wealthy at the expense of my people becoming poor.
Doctor, can I ask you something? Chinese investors, what them invest in though?
Huh?
Because them come and open, them take a restaurant, them take a wholesale, them and make money from us every day.
Yes.
And them get things from, I'm not a fuck of fake things. One Chinese place alone, 300 million worth of fake. Fake. Everything in it fake. The bag, the shoes, the clothes. If they must sell prescription thing, it's fake too. Everything
Right.
fake. And police come, you see it on news all the time. But them allowed to run.
Yeah.
So them are rob Jamaica blind. Them are more.
Man, listen, man. Our people need to realize, wise up and realize. So listen, a time for money starts circulate back in the Jamaican community among the black Jamaicans for a little bit longer. You understand? And we alone I get poor. They say out of many one people, but one people I get poor. You know this thing. And we, the people of my skin color. Yeah, that's amazing. And I would like to use opportunity to encourage our people. You know, we are going to a certain supermarket in a Orchard and it full out, pack out. And you're going to others and they're barely surviving. You understand? Why? Because it's cheaper. It's not cheaper. I tell you it's not cheaper. It's actually more costly. It's more costly because the money we're supposed to stay in Jamaica and improve our economy is being exported. The same thing in tourism. Yes, and you know these all-inclusive hotels and they show up all over the place now. So we're creating jobs. You're not creating jobs. What you're creating is a indentured servant system. You know, saying that the hotel system, when they have this thing called salaried position. So you're not a contract worker, you are a staff, member of staff. And you know, in labor laws, if you're a member of staff, when you get the day off, you should be paid for the day off because you're a member of staff. The hotel have a system now where when they like in this low season now, when they get there, they give you 4 or 5 days off. You don't get paid for those days off, you know?
What?
But you're a staff. That can't be right. I mean, I understand how come the hotel workers don't have a hotel workers union. I mean, I understand. Oh, we have so many hotels in Jamaica, and we don't have a hotel workers union. To but these young people, they never want to be unionized. They're afraid to be unionized because they're afraid to lose a little job. What they might lose? They might lose one minimum wage job because they get tip, and the tip may bring them from 15,000 a week to maybe 25,000 or 28,000, and they think that the money. That's not the money. The hotel make exponentially more than that. Ed Bartlett announced in Parliament earlier this year, said $4.4 billion tourism bringing in Jamaica last year. $4.4 billion worth of revenue in tourism, and United Nations report said only 20% of that stayed in Jamaica. $4.4 billion US dollars, and that only 20% of that stay in Jamaica because the man them were on the hotel them live Spain and Mexico and Russia, and so all that money gone back.
You stay. You just get the thing. I'm play a hotel young man here. In that look about attending. You just see this hotel. Look on this.
Somebody before you do that, Wayne. Somebody just asked a question, which is true.
Like you just go.
Just
Like,
before you
I
do
was here like serving the guests. Alright, you're the boss, right? For all inclusive resort, and I be here working. You're telling me that that's why you don't.
All right. Yeah. Repeat. I'm gonna trade this. Yes. Repeat. No. Somebody asked a question.
Somebody asked a question: how can hotels import foods that grow wild in Jamaica and cause the Jamaican farmers to be struggling? Which is true. Listen, Bridget, the hotel ever bring in them tomato now and the onion from overseas, you know. In fact, the cruise them now, when you look on the cruise pier now, they bring in their own tent. So then when the cruise land, you know, them workers come pitch tent, you know, out the door for you hotel them, free tourism, you know. Then use the small business them for pitch tent no more, so we can make a money. And that go on in Jamaica. Hotel are bringing their own food now, bringing everything from overseas.
Remember, the government can tell them, say, no, we have to do the tent. But this is what them do at the time.
Listen, they bring tears to me, man.
Oh, okay. That's why we need a change, right? Look at this now. Look at this bartender. Look at this.
So you gonna tell me like you just go like I was here like serving the guests. Alright, you're the boss, right? For all inclusive resort, and I be here working. You're telling me that that's what you're gonna do. So you're gonna come and tell me like I'm need to. Alright, me go tell social media all of these people doing something right now. Alright, ladies. Alright, so that's the boss for the resort. You know, I was just over here talking to you ladies and just offering you a service. You know what he's trying to do right now? Trying to tell me I need to get off the property and go home. What did I do? I was just here like serving you a drink, right? And asking you a few questions. I was just right here. He was telling me like get off the property and go home. What did I do? Man, this is my job, bro, and I put it on social media, bro. He always try to do people that, bro. People work and people need money, bro. You don't come like that just because you're boss. He's a racist guy. Why you? Alright, yo, bro. I even try to. No, don't tell me that, bro. I even try to talk to him, bro. I even try to talk to the guy. I even try to talk to him. I said, don't talk to me. No, I be working here. Alright, I just came over here to get like few glasses, right? I'm gonna put it on social media. You think I give a fuck, bro? Yo, the man come here and say, yo, he just come right here, sir. He just pull up right here. He just pull up. That's what cheap, brother. Yeah. The white guy. That's what he do. Most people work here. He just come and leave my property, go home. You don't belong here. That we fucking do better. They treat people like shit, man. People work here, bro. Nothing, bro. He just come here, he's standing here, you standing over here talking to the lady. I just come to get like 2 dirty glasses, bro. Yo, fuck them, brother. The bomb buckle out here, brother. Me a bad man, you to want him to work. Hey, I want you, and he gotta pay me my money today. Fuck. Get my money today. Fuck that. Want you, and I ain't taking my fucking phone on social media. I can call it every fucking cop here. Yo, girls, was I flirting with you doing nothing a while ago? I just came to get like 2 dirty glasses and you asked me all a question. I'm like, where you from? They say, yeah. That's it. Argument done. I went back there. He'll be like, get on here, leave here. That's what I always do. Yo, I let the girl give her some stuff for her back, bro.
No, we don't work like that, brother. Who we fucking think? Because this pussy world from a Jamaican think they have money they can fuck around. People go fuck him mother, brother. Oh, I'm to your brother. Oh, I'm to your brother. Oh, I'm to your brother. You got to pay me my money today. Today.
All right, so we can just push up. I'm going to play back that again. So this is a bartender. And in just come to the bar, the glass. So it's a dictatorship or a slavery business. So him just exchange, them talk to him and exchange a word. And you come and fire in front of them like that. Him for go in yard. So the hotel people are allowed to do them workers like this. Anybody will get paid.
Well, when it's first time I'm seeing that clip. So I mean, for me, it has always been concerning for me. I know of workers who in the hotel who have never met their boss before or their supervisor. When I say never met them, meaning I've never met them in person. Because even though they're the supervisor, they supervise them from overseas, from Mexico or the Dominican Republic. Yes, and they've never set foot in Jamaica, but they get their salary in US dollars, and they get paid from Jamaica earnings in US dollars, while our Jamaican people or workers in the hotel get Jamaican dollars wages. You understand? I've always contended, I have a problem with the all-inclusive hotels. Problem I have because it's what partly the Mark Golan called enclave tourism or apartheid tourism. So people come to Jamaica to get an experience of Jamaica, ackee and saltfish, authentic Jamaican food. But what they're getting in the hotel is really a fake form of Jamaican food because first and foremost, except for Sandals, and I want to commend Sandals hotels. Based on my investigation, what I'm hearing, Sandals is the only one I understand who is intentional about, pushing Jamaicans in upper echelons of leadership, hotel management, food and beverage management, restaurant management. Sandals, I understand, and also even in their wage packages, they're not the best. They're nowhere not the best. They're not they're not where I would like to see them, but I understand that they're making strides, and I want to commend them for that. But for the most part, these hotels, all of them, everybody speaks a different language. The food and beverage manager, the restaurant manager, you name it, a different language them speak. Yes, and them now come from Jamaica, so the people are not really enjoying authentic Jamaican food, and then lock them in at the hotel for the whole time until them leave, and then say they come to Jamaica. They never come to Jamaica. So you have a whole lot of people come to Jamaica. Remember when me as a boy growing up, especially in the Port Antonio town. Port Antonio is one of the most beautiful parishes in Jamaica. I mean, you remember Port Antonio town full of white people, we used to call them whitey. Rio Grande River, raft man, now hand fit. When they done raft, if you day, they're tired, we go up and down the Rio Grande, tourists like crazy come through. What you have now, first and foremost, then divert all the tourists out of Port Antonio. You understand? So a lot of the hotels, Bonneview Hotel and the Crest and the Jamaica Palace and all them have to shut down. You understand?
Yes.
Shut down. You understand? Here in Ocho one heap of tourists, one heap of hotel from the tip of Bascobel all the way down to Discovery Bay and beyond. And see the tourists them locked in. So the business them around I struggle same way, even though tourists they're Jamaica. They don't come out. They don't let them out so they can go enjoy the Jamaican. A handful of them will come out, but for the most part, them offer them everything now. They offer every single thing, including craft. But some of the hotels, I understand, invite craft traders every now and again to come in and sell, but they offer them every single thing. And these hotels are mostly owned by foreign nationals. So, all they want from us is the slaves, to do the slave labor, the hard one,
As them have a will. That's why it's a no union, right? And free.
And
it's no front of them.
So let me make it clear. One of my determination is to unionize the hotel workers. I tell you that I want anything with mega champion, one of the causes we mega champion, to bring the hotel workers in Northeast Center and beyond into a union, to unionize them and make them know them right, make them understand labor law, and make them know, say, listen, I them have the power. Listen, if we have a hotel system where 80%, we have 20,000 workers and 80% of them are Jamaican, what that mean? We have the power. what you do to one, you do to all. And if there's like the young man you just showed me, if we do an investigation and realize that he has been unjustly
Yes.
deprived of his right or unjustly terminated, then you know what we're gonna do if we we're a union? Nobody now work this today. Nobody now gonna work for you next week. And what that mean? What you think happen?
Shut it down and lose millions.
Shut down that backside. Forgive my language. Yes, son.
Yes, no, that's good.
And then lose millions because we have the handle. They make it sound like we have the blade. Now we have the handle, but our young people, them afraid for losing job. And afraid, if we have a union, they're not afraid for you to lose a job because we will stand up for each other. When all will stand up for one and one for all. We need to practice the three musketeer, the musketeers principle. All for one and one for all. And the same thing I said for the craft traders and my orchards, for years the people in my suffer. We have 8 craft market, over 8,000 craft traders and can't get no business in. So when they fix a pier and 2 more cruise ships come in the harbor, we just lock that down, the town. Yes, and block off every road. Tourists can't come off a ship. You know what that means? They lose a whole heap of money and then they would take us serious. And that's what Jamaica need to reach. Yes, and we have the power, we have the authority, and the same thing in the politics. If Andrew Willis cannot be prime minister unless Jamaican people go make him prime minister. So stop talking about dictator. And then election time come put by the dictator. And we have the power, and it's all like them have the power. The people of Jamaica have the power. But we have to unite. Bob Marley say, Africa unite. I wish Bob Marley could have been here to say Jamaica unite. Jamaica need to unite, man.
All right. So the one more thing that I ask, come here for carry back in the 2 hour mark, right? But what's the prime minister now? This more play. Yesterday stuff.
When me can't say too long with because me have to go.
So why you come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
So I agree with that, right? And that's what we end today.
Yes. We have one night to go to tonight, and then we have conference this weekend. So a busy weekend for me this weekend, Wayne.
Yes.
And we still have to go, support the people them where they are, So,
all right, good. And make sure these people tell them, Macho Samuda, JJ, John Kotak, aka
you can say that, but I can't.
You said Macho.
Yeah. I have to be respectful to my opponent, I have to. Yeah.
JJ, you must get voted out. You're not attack. We don't play catch up. We don't play about the package. We just start at it. Well, yes, man. Happy to have you here. And we're going to carry you back,
I'll be happy to come back, man. Anytime when you prior notice, and I'll be happy to. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Been a pleasure here. I'm looking at some of the comments, and the folks are very encouraging. The comments, I see a lot of Jamaicans who are very, very concerned about their country and want to see it better. So I may appeal to those of you who are in Jamaica, when the trumpet sounds, go out and vote. We have a change of government coming, and we need every hand on deck to change this government. I may appeal to all who know in the diaspora where they plan this call a talk. When the trumpet sound, please book a ticket and come home. Come make sure we do what is right and get this unpatriotic, unconscionable government out of town.
Don't say nothing else.
Thank you very much.
I'm out here, brother.
Yes, my friend.